Thanks, everyone. Okay, good afternoon. First, I would like to thank DRK Lab for this invitation to be here. So to me, this is more like a home already, because this is already the second time for me to attend this Web3 Scholar Conference, and also it's my second time to join this Web3 Festival in Hong Kong. So you can see that I even wear the T-shirt I got last year. Okay, so today I would like to sharing our recent research. So it's not published yet, it's still like ongoing research. But I would like to, I consider this is like a place to share ideas with our friends, right? So let's share some ideas that we have recently about the strategies of exploring MEV in the Web3 ecosystem. So although the subtitle that I use for this presentation is strategies for making money, but I'm not sure that whether after listening to this talk, you will know how to make money in the Web3 ecosystem, because that can be very complicated, right? So maybe it's better to asking about, for example, our Flashbot's co-founder, because they might get more ideas about how to make money. But for us, we would like to use more economic, always from a financial perspective, to understanding what is happening in current system. So this is about my talk. So first of all, the thing that we are interested in today in this talk is about MEV. So I guess most of you heard about MEV, but some of you may not that familiar with about that. So MEV is called maximal extractable value. So we define the maximal value is that the value that people can extract by adding, reordering, or deleting transactions in the blocks. But now it is more like we consider several different types of MEV, but not just consider the entire definition. So for example, like we consider the arbitrage, we consider the sandwich attack, and also about the liquidation. So currently, the most of studies are focusing on these three types of MEV. So luckily, we are one of the first researcher who focused on MEV. For example, I'm the one who published the first paper about the cyclic arbitrage. So this is kind of like continual interest for me to look into what is happening in this area. So today I would like to, this is the topics I would like to focus on today. Okay, so currently MEV is already a thing in the Web3 ecosystem. So it's not like 3 years ago when we talk about MEV, no one understands what it is. Our paper have been rejected several times because people have no idea why we like to look at it, right? So but nowadays, you can see that, for example, like from the flashbots, we have very good statistic number to understanding what is happening in the ecosystem. Because people really want to know beyond the cryptocurrency, right? Beyond these basic transactions, what is the value that people can get from this market? And you can see that it is kind of increasing and every day at a very high volume. But currently, when we look at the MEV, we most focus on like more high-level things. So for example, we would like to, most of the researchers, they're interested like, okay, by introducing those flashbots, how the MEV changes. Or after transferring from the POW to POS, what is happening there, right? But very few of them are looking to the source of MEV. So what are the source of MEV? So they are the searchers who are trying to use these transactions to get this value from the blockchain or Web3 ecosystem. As I say, that we have the arbitrage, sandwich, and the liquidations. But when we started these things, most of us are only focusing on, like, as I say, like more high-level things, like what is the landscape of that. But very, very few of us interested in that for the individual. What are we doing on these MEV things? Okay. So today, this will be the things that we're focusing on. So we will like try to divide my talk into three parts. So when we talk about MEV, there are three things that we need to, we're interested in, right? So first, what is about the general market? So although I say that I would like to focusing on some individual behavior, but from the general market perspective, we still can look into that what is the impact or what the influence of the individual actors, individual searchers in the entire market. So this is the first thing. Second thing is that for a MEV, we are interested in that where these opportunities comes from, right? So then we are looking into that for getting this MEV, which kind of market these searchers, these spots are working on. And the third thing apparently is that how can we get this MEV? So after finding these opportunities, now in the current ecosystem, you need to pay, you need to bid to the builders to get the chance to exploit the MEV in the market. So this is how we divide our talks in three parts. As I say, that first is about the general landscape of the individual behavior in the MEV market. And second is that where do they find the opportunities? And third thing is that after finding these opportunities, what they do. Okay, so the method we use is that we use machine learning models to understanding their behavior in the market. So it's like combination about like some basic statistics model and also with a machine learning model. Okay, so I think I start here. I cannot move to the next slides. I hope I have more slides here because I consider I prepare. Oh, okay. Okay, great. Okay, so this is the first thing, as I say, that I'd like to talk about is about auctions that these searchers won and also the profits that's made. Okay. So in this study, we mainly focus on two types of MEV, so which are the two common types of MEV and can help us to understanding what is going on there. So our first key takeaway of this talk is that although we call them MEV together, I mean, no matter the arbitrage or sandwich, but actually in this market, the behavior of searchers are very, very different. Okay, so in, here we have four figures, and the top two figures about the arbitrage market, and the bottom two figures about the sandwich market. So we rank the bots according to the number of the auctions that it wins, and also about the profits that they get from this in the Web3 ecosystem. So the interesting thing that we can find is that compared to the sandwich market, in the arbitrage market, actually there are very few of them win a lot of auction, also get a high profit. Okay, so what does this mean? This means that for a lot of arbitrage bots, they can only use very few opportunities to get very high profit. And also this suggests that there might be very diverse trading strategies in the arbitrage market. But compared to sandwich, it's not like that case. So we can see that for the top 15 bots, no matter we rank them according to the number of the auctions that we win, or we rank them according to the profits as we win, they have a lot of them appears in these top bots. So which means that, okay, only from this like high-level analysis, we can already have the idea. Compared to the arbitrage, the sandwich market, they are more the bots are more professional. Okay, so there seems to use like quite similar strategy to get things, and these things we will show you further, which can be confirmed by some other analysis. Okay, then the next part I would like to talk about is the competitions. Okay. So in the MEV market, you definitely know that it's not a market that you are the only one who want to get money, right? Because there's a lot of people. Okay, we know that it's kind of, you don't need a lot of investment. You even have flash loan to help you to get this money for free. So definitely there's a lot of competitions there. So as I mentioned that we consider two paths, right? First, where this competitions comes from. So like which kind of market people are looking for the MEVs, and also like during the competitions, what are their strategies? So let's start with our first part. So where these competitions comes from? Okay, so I know this is a super complicated graph, and I do not expect you to read it from the seat over there because I know it's super hard. But let me briefly introduce that what is figure represent. So we list these top 30 bots. Okay, so we consider that what is the intersection about the trading pairs that they're interested in. So here we show the figure about the cyclic arbitrage bots. So the number here, if you consider them in the column, it means that, for example, if we see a number with top 2 and top 1 about 0.72, so this means that 72% of the winning auction the arbitrage cycles of the top 1 bots is exactly the same of the winning the cycles for the top 2 bots. Okay, so which means that with 32% of the cycles, top 1 bot and top 2 bots, they are competing with each other. Okay. So this is represented like here. So if we only look into this arbitrage figure, you may not have any clear idea, right? Because you only see some numbers like 64, 62, or even like 0.03 or something like this. We know that is not a, it seems like a large number, but we do not know how large it is. Okay. But if we compare to the sandwich market, so for sandwich market, we can, it is very clear that from the sandwich market, it is more fierce than the arbitrage market. Because for these top bots, most of them, they are competing on the same token. They are competing on the same arbitrage opportunities. They are trying to exploit the same opportunity. Or at least we know that from their perspective, they are kind of monitoring what is happening in this market. So this is one of the takeaways that we find from this analysis, and also we can use some further data to validate it. So why we care about it? I think this is because of the changing of the landscape of the Web3 ecosystem, especially after the flash bots have been introduced in the market. Okay, so we know that before the flash bots happens, what is the MEV trying to, what is the auctions about MEV? We call it PGA, right? So in the PGA, everyone is bidding the MEV auction, MEV opportunities in the mempool. They just publicly broadcast their bidding. But after introducing flash bots, the strategies of the searchers changes. So they're not disclosures, they're bidding the value that they would like to bribe to the builders anymore, but we have a private channel auction to do this. Okay. So if the competitions of the bots are higher, so our previous work already suggests that the money that they would like to share to the builders is also higher. So we can, so I think this number is quite interesting because it's tried, it's really with another evidence to prove that our theoretical analysis is that from the sandwich market, most of the revenue of the MEV is already taken by the builder. I mean, if we only compare to the builder and searchers, now we know that most of the money going to the proposers, but this is another story. Okay, but if you only think about from the searcher to builders, this channel, most of the money is going to the builders. And compared, but for the arbitrage, it's much lower. Okay, sometimes they only would like to give like 50% of money going to the searcher. So this is about this part. And what another thing that we're interested in is that, okay, if you are a searcher, if you find a unique arbitrage opportunity, so is this really a good thing for you? Will you really benefit this unique arbitrage opportunity? So when we say the unique arbitrage opportunity, it means that this is a cycle or this is a token that you are the only one who observe it. Okay. So here, in this figure, we have 3 columns. So the first column is that the percentage of the unique cycles for these top bots in their MEV transactions. The second one is that the number of the auctions that they win with this unique token cycles. And the third one is that what is the profit that they get from these unique cycles. Okay, so we can see that although not every bot. So first is that from these unique cycles, actually it does not provide a lot of profit to the searchers. So which is that maybe from searchers' perspective, finding a unique arbitrage opportunity is not what's their target. Okay, so because we can see that only the top 6 bot, it can win like 30% of the money from these unique cycles. And also we find that having this unique cycle doesn't mean that you will earn a lot of things from the unique cycles. So if you compare with the second column and third column about the number of the auctions with unique cycles and the profit of the percentage of profit from these unique cycles, we do not see that a significant advantage from the profit. Okay, and this is even. I mean, if we only look into arbitrage, we already say, okay, this is not a good business to trying to looking for good cycles or unique cycles. But if we look into the sandwich, it's even worse, right? So first is that most of these tokens, it's very hard for them to find some unique tokens that can provide them MEV opportunities. And also, they do not earn a lot of things from there. Okay, so this suggests us to get this money, maybe it's just not, so what do you need to focus on? Maybe it's not to find some unique MEV opportunities, but you need to think about what is the bidding strategies that you need to look into. Okay. Okay. So then let's go to the third part of our talk today. So as I say, that we were trying to analyze their bidding strategies. So let me remind you again. So what do we say the bidding strategy here is that for the searchers, they need to pay a bribe to the builders. Then the builders will include their transactions in the blocks. So the amount of money that they pay to the builders, we consider as a bribe. Okay. So here we use machine learning models to analyze what is the bidding strategies of these users in the Web3 ecosystem. So as I mentioned that we already show that finding unique opportunities may not be the significant reasons for you to earn money, but bidding cleverly, this is the thing that you can earn more money. Okay. So first thing that I would like to show, as I say, that we find that for the arbitrage bot, they have very, very diverse bidding strategies. Okay, first thing I will already show you that we see there are some dominating people there, but here we also use a machine learning model to prove this as well. Okay, so number of here is this is root mean square error to show that what is the accuracy of the machine learning models that we use to predict what is final bribe of each MEV opportunities. Okay, so here we use two models. So first is called individual model. Individual model means that we only use the individual bot's data to train their a model to evaluate to see that whether we can predict the bidding strategies of that certain bot correctly. And also we use the general model, which means that we use all the market data, including every bot, to train the model to see that whether they can to predict what is the bribe ratio of each bot. Okay, so then we can see that for the arbitrage, the performance of the individual model and the general model is very, very different. Okay, so although we only show the RMSE here, but it can still, but it is still suggests that if we only learn the data from the individuals, it will give us a much better performance of our prediction. Okay, but this is not the same for a sandwich. Okay, for a sandwich, no matter we use general model data or we use individual data, so actually the performance of the model almost performs the same. So once again, as I say, that in the sandwich MEV market, it is very, very competitive, and also almost every builders, almost every searchers, they are trying to use the same strategies. Okay. Okay. So then the next thing is about the changes in strategy. So I guess this is it's kind of straightforward to us, right? So it seems that it is very common that for the bots, they use different strategies to get the MEV. Okay, but still, that from academic perspective, we need to try to prove that, right? Okay, so then what we're trying to do is that we use the data from the different time frame to predict the performance of the to predict the bribe ratio of each MEV auction. Okay, so here you can see that for this dot, each dot is auction. It is a bribe ratio of each auction, and this blue line represents what is the RMSE of our machine learning model. And you can see that if we use then you can see that for the RMSE, if we use the blue dots there as the training data, and the RMSE is kind of continuously increasing when we want to predict the performance auctions in the future auction, especially after. So for this pink line, this is changing from the POW to PS. So we can see that the error rate of these things significantly increase. So which means that all these bots, they are continuously changing their strategies. And also we're trying to use some newly data to predict what happens there. And you can see that if we use some recent data, and it can always give us a good performance. But as the same thing, and also as what we mentioned, that the error is continually growing. So which means that the model is not stable. Okay, but this is not exactly the same for the sandwich. Okay, so we see a very significant increasing line of the arbitrage bot, but for the sandwich bot, then you can see that if we use a very few data for this prediction, this can have a good performance until like almost like a very long period of time. And also, if we changed our time period to get this data, still that it can persist for a long time for this good performance. So which means that compared to the sandwich bot, arbitrage bot, they dynamically change their strategies more frequently, and also the differences is more significant. But for a sandwich, it is more flat. But this is also, this is also suggests that our previous findings is valid, right? Because it is super competitive. So almost every sandwich bot, they are trying to beat almost one in the market. So which means that all the money goes to the builders and then going to proposers. So it is very clear that the strategy doesn't change that much. Okay. So this is my last slide. As I say that this is a very, very early stage study, because you can see that we do not, in this talk, we do not show you a lot of things about the individual behaviors. But to be honest, there are a lot of interesting patterns that have been involved in the MEV auctions. And another interesting is that because the rapid evolution of the Web3 ecosystem, so for example, now we have the order flow auctions as well. So it's also significantly changing what is happening in the market. So here we just kind of like old guy, all right? We use a very traditional method to analyzing what is happening in the market here. We just want to show some, as I say, there's some economic analysis, financial analysis about the market. But I also think that from this rapid evolving market, when the new futures come in, we can dip into these different patterns or different market structures more carefully, and then we can know understanding more about what is the strategy of winning monies or making monies in the Web3 ecosystem. Okay, so that's all for my talk today. I would like to change for my first slides because I do not have an ending slides, but this is okay. Okay, thanks for your time, thanks for your patience, and thanks again for the JRK Lab to give me this opportunity to share my recent work with all our friends. Okay, thanks.